In this video right here, what we're going to talk about is what to say when a client says, "Let me think about it." It's a great, I think, topic that we could talk about because a lot of people they fall into that point where the customer says, "Well, let me think about it." So I learned this from Victor Vargosa, I think is his name is. Man, great sales. He uses psychology a lot, and what he's saying is the best way to answer that is let's play role right quick, right? So let's say a client, I'm talking to a client, I give him the pitch, and then he says, "Well, you know what? Let me think about it, or let me talk to my wife." So usually the way I would answer now that I understand, that this is the best way to respond to it, is I will respond. Usually, when people tell me, "Let me think about it," or they need to talk to their wife, it's for three reasons. Usually, is the way we structure things, right? The way I was telling you in that story, how everything was structured. Sometimes it's the timeline. They're like, "Hey, yeah, that sounds great and everything, but the timeline doesn't work." And a lot of the times, it's the price. It's just the numbers doesn't make sense, and it just doesn't make sense. At least it gives you a capability to respond to whatever is going through their mind. So if it's the timeline or the structure or the financing, you know how to address that. Okay, cool. Well, look, let me talk to my partners and let me see. Let's say if they say, "Oh, it's actually the price, Michael. Uh, the price that you're offering me on an novation agreement or on a subject to whatever creative tool we're using doesn't work for me." So I would say, "Okay, great. Let me see if I could structure it another way where it does make sense for you, you know? But the whole objective is to find out which one is it. Or you know what? I just don't understand the way you're structuring everything. So, you're not going to talk about pricing. You're not going to talk about timeline. Now you're going to talk about structure. So it allows you to answer whatever concerns they have in their mind, number one. And number two is you try to close that right then and there, or if you can't, you better set up an appointment right after that. He says, "Well, I still need to think about it. I still need to talk to my wife about it." Okay, great. So is it okay if we set up an appointment for Wednesday so we can sit down with your wife and we can explain? I would love to explain it to him. Or would you be opposed? Or even better, would you be opposed to maybe setting up an appointment on Wednesday so we could talk with your wife and we could talk with you? And I'm pretty sure you're gonna have other questions that you would like to get answered as well. So would you be? Is it too crazy to say we could set up the date on Wednesday just to meet up? All right, guys. Thank you. You have a nice day.